Well, we are gearing up for a big weekend for robotics in Maine. It's not only the VEX Robotics State Championship in South Portland, but the first robotics event going on at Falmouth High School.
Here to tell us more is the chair of the Robotics Institute of Maine, Alison Bessette. Good morning, Alison. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So for those who have not heard about the Institute, tell us about it and your mission.
So the Robotics Institute of Maine is a nonprofit. Our goal is to get robotics and STEM out into the community throughout Maine. So we help teams get started, and we also host events throughout the state. So this weekend is two of our bigger events, and I'm super excited about it.
Yeah, we hear STEM all the time. There's still folks that don't know what the heck that is. I'll go out and I go, what's STEM? So it's science, technology, engineering, math?
And actually, the term now is not STEM, it's STEAM.
It's STEAM.
So you mix in the arts there now.
The arts.
Awesome.
Okay.
STEAM. Wait, I didn't know that.
Yes.
So that's a good.
It was funny because I hear
know.
STEAM and STEM from other schools. Yeah. So.
All right. So the state championships are happening Saturday at the Point in South Portland. What can we expect there, and what are these students sort of competing for?
So at the Point is going to be 72 teams from all over the state of Maine. They are competing for one of 10 spots to qualify for the World Championships for the VEX Robotics program. That's happening in Dallas, Texas in May. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you also have the FIRST Robotics event. What is that, and how does it differ from the championships?
So FIRST Robotics is a different robotics program where kids are building bigger robots. So there's a difference in size of those robots. VEX uses 18 by 18 limits, where the robots that are being built by FIRST are about 4 to 5 feet tall.
Wow.
And the challenges change every year. So these teams, this is the first week of the New England District events, and they're competing to go to the New England Region Championships.
Can you talk about the work that goes into this? Oh my goodness. And just, what do these kids come up with?
So the challenge changes every single year for both programs. These teams are getting a brand new challenge, and they're like, have to start from scratch.
Wow.
They're getting those problem solving skills, as well as being able to think about how can I attack this challenge. So they're getting hands-on engineering skills, that critical thinking that you need, as well as they're learning new skills like programming and marketing and everything like that.
Wow. Yeah, you saw some of the pictures just like a minute ago, and you not only see the robots, but you see the bleachers filled. Yeah. It's like almost like a sporting event when you go there. And talk about the energy and electricity there.
Oh, so some people call it the sport of the mind, because you're putting your mind to the challenge of being able to solve these complex challenges. Those FIRST Robotics teams are trying to climb. They're trying to use PVC pipes and put them on a specific structure. So it's not an easy challenge, but also the energy of when your robot works, because sometimes it's as simple as, did the thing I designed work? But there's energy because you want to see your team succeed. So it's exactly like a sports event. You have the bleachers filled with other teams, mentors, parents, all cheering on their favorite team.
That is so cool. And now let's talk about the why. Why is this so important in preparing young people for the future workforce, especially?
It's giving them those skills, like I said, the critical thinking, but it's also preparing them. You're not going to be able to find the answer on the internet. You're not going to be able to look it up in a book. You have to think about and connect those pieces together to be able to build something. So especially future programmers, future engineers. Technology grows throughout the entire year. Every year we see new technology. Some of those kids are going to be those next innovators. It's
funny when I go to one of the robotics classes, or I go to one of the events, and I feel like I'm watching a NASCAR race. It's almost like a pit crew.
Absolutely.
You have the driver, right? He's doing the steering wheel or whatever, and then you have the pit crew coming when something goes wrong.
Oh yeah.
They have to change out a battery or whatever. I think it's so cool to watch them in action.
Oh yeah, especially the pits, because that's what we call them actually, is the pits. Each team gets their own pit, and if something breaks, because sometimes robots collide, and they have to fix that arm or anything they need to. You just see them go right into it, tunnel vision, and they are fixing their robot as quick as they can.
Even for students who maybe don't necessarily want a career related to this, talk about sort of like the teamwork and the other skills that you can gain from being part of this.
Well, with robotics, it's not just about the robot. It's the marketing. So you have to, some awards, but also just showing off your team, whether it's the imagery of your team, designing t-shirts, designing banners, getting sponsors, because robot parts are not cheap. So being able to learn those business skills as well. So not all students go into engineering or computer science per se. They might become teachers because they're learning how to mentor other students, or they're learning the business skills too. How can I market this? How can I grow this business and make us successful and sustainable as well? So they're learning all these skills, and it's just by building a robot.
And let's talk about the other part of it is that, a lot of these kids, they don't want to play, sports like football, basketball, hockey, whatever. And this gives them an outlet to compete. You have so many other things, like even marching band competitions. You have, glee competitions. Same thing with this. It gives like somebody, like you can compete. You don't have to play basketball or football. You can compete in this.
Yeah, absolutely. This is just a competition like any other. And the funny thing is you have those kids, they're all-star athletes, but they're also on the robotics team because there might be some physical portions, especially with FIRST. There's a role on we call it the drive team. So you have a driver, you have the operator, and then you have a drive coach. But you have a human player. So there might be some physical parts to it. So you have the athletes on the team. And that's the really cool thing to see is such a diversity when it comes to the students on the team. They're able to compete and use that competition to be like, I want to be the best there is, but also still use parts of their other competitive sports.
How do you win? Are there judges, or how does it work as far, what are they kind of looking for as far as who moves, especially for the event tomorrow, who moves on?
So how tomorrow works is, I'll use high school because we have a high school and a middle school event going on. We have 6 spots qualifying. So certain ways is through the awards. So we have a mass group of judges from all over the state that are judging these teams based on their digital notebooks, which they have to basically document their entire process of how they're building their robot, which is what you would have to do in the workforce. You're also able to win by how you designed your robot. Does it function the way you say it does, and how did you document that? So certain awards get you qualification, but also by winning and getting to the finals. So we actually this year have 4 spots that is just by performance, which is the tournament champions and the tournament finalists as well.
All right, let's talk about the times and where people can come and watch these competitions, and also maybe a website if people want to get involved.
Absolutely. So for tomorrow's VEX State Championships, it's going to be at the Point Community Center in South Portland, starting at 8 a.m. and it's going to go out on throughout the entire day. For the FIRST Robotics event, that is happening at Falmouth High School, and that will be also starting around 8 a.m. and it's open to the public. There's no admission fee. And if you want to check out more robotics in Maine, be sure to check out Robotics Institute of Maine. So that's rimaine.org.
You're getting me excited. I want to go into robotics now. This is awesome.
Yeah, it's fun. I really enjoyed watching it. Just the kids working together. Like I said, I compared it to a NASCAR race.
Exactly.
And it's the again, ultimate team sport, right?
Absolutely.
All right, have so much fun this weekend.
All right,
That
thank
is
you so
incredible.
much.
Thank you. All right, and good luck to all the students competing.
Can you imagine we tried to put a robot together?
Don't even
Crash and burn?
Yep.